One morning, a man was working alone in his field, as he did every day from early morning until late at night. He spent his mornings working in the field and his afternoons painting in a small, dimly lit house. A nearby farmer approached him and asked, "Hey, old friend, why don't you show your paintings to people?" The man, setting down his work, responded in a low voice, "Who would want to see them? Would I be laughed at again for only being able to paint nudes? Besides, I'm too old for this." The farmer replied, "No, my friend," and walked away, only to return soon with a horse. "Look at this horse. At first I thought it couldn't run far, but once, when I was lost, it ran with me for many miles to get home." Why? Because it believed in itself. The man watched the farmer leave with his horse, sitting quietly and reflecting on his past. He remembered being born in a village in Normandy, France, and giving up his love for painting to help his parents with farming. It wasn't until he was 23 that he moved to Paris to study painting. To survive, he traded sketches for shoes, paintings for a bed, and sold cheap drawings of nude women for money. At 35, he moved to Barbizon, a rural area near Paris, where he lived for 27 years. Life in the country was tough. No one liked his paintings, and he struggled to support his wife and 9 children. He was so poor that he sometimes didn't eat for days. As the sun set, casting long shadows, he stood in his doorway, drawn to a scene in the field. A man and woman covered in dirt and showing signs of hard work were harvesting potatoes. Each potato, a symbol of their struggle and perseverance, was carefully placed in a large sack on a wooden cart. In the distance, a church bell tolled, signaling the end of the day and the promise of rest. The couple paused, listening to the bell. The sound awakened a sense of peace and purpose in the man, stirring a desire to capture the scene. He was an artist, after all, and the story of the hard-working couple touched something deep within him. He wanted to share their story with the world. He picked up his paintbrush and started to paint, creating the masterpiece, The Angelus, which would immortalize the couple and their story for centuries. Jean-François Millet, inspired by the farmer's words about believing in oneself, saw his time come. The Angelus, along with other works like The Gleaners and The Sower, were shown at the 1867 World Fair in Paris. People were finally attracted to his paintings that depicted the quiet beauty of nature. A famous French writer, Romain Rolland, once said, "In the history of modern art there are 2 heroes, Beethoven in music and Millet in painting." Many years later, The Angelus was shown again at the World Fair in New York, moving people with its portrayal of human kindness and endurance through hardship. For decades, Millet faced hardship and pressure, struggled to make a living, and wasn't appreciated. People laughed at him, and he even considered giving up. But he persisted, and today he is remembered as a bright star in the world of art, all because someone once told him he was a horse that could run 1,000 miles, and he believed it. You may find yourself in Millet's story, working tirelessly towards your dreams with the weight of the world on your shoulders and the fear of failure looming. You might be the artist no one understands, the teacher whose efforts are unseen, the volunteer whose impact isn't felt, or the dreamer whose visions remain dreams. You might wonder if it's worth it. Your family might not understand. Your friends might question you. People might laugh, and the world might overlook you. But you hold the power to your destiny. Believe in yourself even when no one else does. Keep that spark alive, and never let it die. Don't be discouraged by the wait. Every no brings you closer to a yes, and every failure brings you closer to success. Keep fighting for what you love with passion and sincerity, and one day the world will see your true worth. You are not just any horse. You are a horse that can run 1,000 miles. Nothing can stand in the way of a dream whose time has come. This is Zhang T. Thank you for watching. Until next time, remember, you are a horse that can run 1,000 miles.